I will make a bark zombie. I won't have it feeding on corpses and stuff, obviously, because it doesn't need that. I want it to, again, have more features similar to a dog with it, having obedience to a master and, a pack mentality, perhaps. But I want it to also imprint on the first person it meets. So, like a duckling.
Pack mentality of one other person.
Well, no, it might like you guys if you guys are good, but it's gonna follow Artie around like a duckling.
You just know that it has general fear of heat as well. So whenever it's way too warm, there's a source of heat, you can't quite use it. Otherwise, you know that someone with veterinary skills or trainer skills could even actually train it like an actual dog and get lots and lots of moves out of it.
Hi.
You start generating it and the pot starts working. And all of you can hear the toddler coming down again.
Yeah, actually I'm going to reposition all of my girls near it. And actually I'm going to go so that it can see me. And I am going to go into a very commanding type pose as an alpha would.
It comes out of the hole. You can see it again, the eyes just instantly going wide, preparing to let go of its umbilical cord and start coming towards you. Just
I'm gonna use my level 2 animal control.
You manage to tame the beast for a second. You know that you can't control it for long. It has to feed on something. And while currently it is avoiding you three, it needs to feed.
Yes, I'm going to be leading it into the room with the filament and the game room.
All of you moving in a way that corner it into there. Just as it sees the corpses in there, again, you see the back part detach and it goes, starts going, both of the arms running towards, snatching 1.5 of the corpses there and leaving the baby and one full body there, starting to chew on it as it again starts to go back towards the hole, reconnects with its umbilical cord.
I'm not going to allow it to go all the way up. I'm going to try and get it to stay down and realize that we are okay and we can bring it food.
It actually stays down there and starts just chewing through this set of corpse while actually looking at you.
Because I already know it can't hear, I'm just going to smile and nod of approval.
Succ says, "Congratulations, Mommy, you have a new baby."
It never takes long.
And yeah, it's just eating and looking at you. But you do think still that it's gonna be very hard to control it. You think it's feeding something bigger than itself. Without food, it will turn on you. That's what you know.
Yeah, so does it allow me to get close to it while it is still focused on the food?
You still think it's risky every time you get close to it, but you do. You manage to get close to it and it doesn't attack. But it seems protective of its food.
I'm just going to look at Sachiko and look at Noel and say, study it while you can. And I am going to look over it too.
So Sachiko suggests to Noel to try and see if he can disconnect the umbilical cord.
How quickly is it getting through this?
I'm most certainly not going anywhere near that fucking thing. Am I able to tell that it's feeding something bigger than itself?
Noel is more likely to guess that it's technically, this is like a baby being fed by something bigger rather than feeding something bigger. From what Sachiko says, there is something that comes to you though, because you think that built shelters, even in the military, have a setting most of the time in order to connect or disconnect the quake protection of the shelter. You could disconnect this entire level from the levels above while it's down here.
That's fucking dope.
I believe this may be a possibility and that we need to fucking find a way to do it.
So Sachiko mentions that you need to find a way to do it. And then she, as Noel was figuring the structures out, she looks at the creature using all the knowledge that she gained from the diaries and everything that she had. And of course, using the bioanalyst, she tries to determine if this is a mutated version of a of James or a James clone or whatever, and no matter if it is James or not, what happened to turn it into this thing?
Suck yeah.
And by the way, Artie, while you see these people studying it, you guys could see Artie as well, just walking proudly to the other room where the baby pod was and grabbing a quickly growing and taking form plant puppy.
Oh, so cute. Artie's like, oh, it's so cute.
Not gonna lie, you did well. I like it. Very cute.
This is not the best dream ever, but this certainly made a bad dream a lot better. And he starts hugging the puppy.
See, yeah, I told you. I know what I'm talking about. You just gotta keep it moving, okay?
All right. And then he's gonna, start. Where was the biomatter located? The other biomatter, the location was of it?
You see that behind each pod, there is a secure, like, quarantine little section. And then if you access that and unlock that, then each tank unlocks and you could pull it out and fill it with, with the biomatter. And obviously these things are very specifically, like very specialized with their seals and how you can insert things. But you could try to bypass that in a manual way to put other shit in it that could be accepted. But like I said, you got to search around, and anything that Artie thinks would fit as biomatter, I will tell you.
All right, okay. I'll keep
Artie,
and I'll
sweetheart.
What is it, Cinder 1 or Cinder 2 or Cinder 3? I don't know which one it is anymore. What is it?
Puppy away from monster, okay?
Oh, no shit. And he starts going to look for more stuff.
He's smarter this time. I like it.
Are 15 and 16 open at all?
Every door seems to have been broken open in some way.
Then I'll go
When Cinder says he's smarter, Sachiko says, not much. He thinks he's in a dream, so he's basically a bachelor philosophy major, so not much smarter.
Anything's better than what it was.
Sachiko, first of all, this creature is very old, before the apocalypse old, and it's been mutating for a very long time. You know that it has no trace of filaments. Basically, it's not a clone. The fact that it seems to not have any hearing at all makes you feel like this is the original toddler. This is not a clone in any way. And you think that there was some sort of mental distress caused to this being that activated already present strains of a virus that then started slowly changing things.
Sachiko says, I knew it. The original family is here and they are dangerous.
Cinder, you did ask something in the midst of it all. It seems to be fast when it comes to chopping off bits and pieces, as if it wants to feel the sense of security that comes with stuffing the food in its cheeks, but then so it's rather slow otherwise.
Perfect. We have a little while. Noel, do you want me to have left or right go with you to find what you need to?
I would prefer the one that is holding the metal pipe from earlier to follow.
So left goes with you.
Left is...
All right. You have a bodyguard?
Okay, so can I see what ways the vent is moving from the big room, or do I need to get inside of it to try and see that?
Just even knowing that Cinder had found the main vent gives you like a mental map of how the vent works, and you think the vent definitely leads to a sort of a boiler room up there if you were to climb up it.
I'm gonna say the left cinder, that we're gonna need the other cinders because someone's gonna have to pick me up or throw me.
I suggest you
Alright.
bite Artie's balls, Sachiko says.
Politely decline.
Yeah, how good is your acrobatics and balancing there, Noel?
That would be 0.
So I'm going to be doing the jumping then, yeah?
And you're going to use my knowledge to see and map out the area.
I can explain it to you.
Will that work?
Yeah, sure.
Sachiko is
There you go.
keeping an eye on the demon baby. Meanwhile,
We're gonna let baby go up with its food back up, and we'll do it again when it comes back down in an hour or so.
All right, you open up the way. The baby, then very protective of its food again, goes up. Artie, you go towards the bath. But this one, it seems to have a very normal door. It seems very, very, very clean. It's technology free, unlike the rest of the place.
Is the hologram system still on? Isn't it?
The hologram system still is on.
Can I turn it off with my chip or no?
Sure.
And see if anything changes, yeah.
All right. Here, nothing seems to change. Even in the other rooms, lots of things change for people. Even the texture and the design of the chairs and the tables in the dining room and the living room and everything. But here, it seems like there's nothing, no trace of technology whatsoever. It's made very classic.
Is there
in
anything to
design.
examine? Or is it just like a bathtub and a toilet?
How much would Artie know about social standards and interpersonal relationships, and specifically of rich people? Would Artie know and pay attention to such things?
No.
No, he has no idea.
All right, next room.
What is your
Alright,
next
there's
room
a
that you're going
toilet.
to?
I will go to just the room after that, so 18. Unless it's a toilet, in which case I'll just leave immediately. Have a mosey, because I'm mainly just looking for biomatter. Like, anything I can use as biomatter.
Here's the thing, I'll skip every detail, but you'll check almost every room and I'll tell you what you find where.
All
How about
right.
that?
Okay.
All right. Sachiko, Noel, and Cinder.
Out of character question again, but with the biomatter creation, is that locked off now, or is that just like it needs more fuel and we can make more shit?
You think the other ones would be a little bit unpredictable, but the baby pod still is definitely there. If you guys get your hands on biomatter, you could make more shit.
Does that just count with dead bodies and chunks of meat? Like?
Not at all, actually. It's, you know, that the companies that would provide these were using like huge industries to create this.
It's the 3D printer of genetics.
Cinder and Noel, it's your turn currently. You see Artie just going through room by room, just quickly, one by one. Anything here? And then closing it. And then just,
Oh God.
what about here? And then-
Don't worry, Papi. I will protect you. Dream, Papi.
Hey, Finn.
No, hey, quiet. You are going up. I point to Cinder and then the vent.
Do you want to do this, Noel?
No. Fly.
Okay. Well, then maybe do what I can. I can talk and do something, and as I'm talking, I'm going to stack myself up on top of each other. If need, I'll use a little bit of my speed in there, which is a +10.
It could help if you make a ramp with two of you and then the other one runs like and then jumps up.
Yeah, that actually
Alright.
sounds fucking dope.
Sick.
And you
Hell
onto
yeah.
you grab onto the vent again. And again, it's slowly getting loose. If you have the other ones jump up and grab your feet, it'll probably do it, you think.
Yep. We will do that.
Noel, are you anywhere close there?
Well, I'm with her the whole time, so.
Yeah, the vent falls on your head.
Sorry.
No, you don't take damage yet.
I'm just upset and my dress is covered in dust.
Oh God.
Above, you already can see like the facilities that lead up. It seems like a long, twisted way, very claustrophobic. But if you were to again throw a Cinder up, you could definitely navigate through them.
I am going to. So, have you ever seen cheerleading before, where there is a person on each side and they brace the person that's going up and throw them? I will do that, and then both of them will look back at Noel and be like, "You ready?"
You know, the two Cinders support. They make basically like a trampoline with their arms and wrists all crossed against one another, and she goes, doing the spider pose and then grabbing to the sides.
Sweet.
Sachiko and Artie, you guys see this happen.
Chico feels like people are busy with the things she can't help with and they are not paying attention to her, so she goes and hugs Alice and cries a little bit, something that she has been holding back all this time.
you feel like there's definitely an influence of humanity left in there. And she doesn't feel happy either. She is very confused and distressed.
Does Artie actually know how to, fix this at all, or?
Well, what Artie knows is that Alice is definitely in there. If he had not done this, there would have been no chance of bringing Alice back. So now, even if she suffers all the way through, if she is kept alive, you could actually take a backup and bring her back without having had all this experience. So there's a backup of her brain scan within this copy. It's like a painful vessel, basically could lead to a version of Alice being made in the future that never knows any of this happened. To that Alice, she would just think she was uploaded there. This is like a USB.
Shit.
Artie, you managed to find some things.
Yes.
All of them in the playroom. There is a slime bucket. There are certain types of like microbes you can feed and keep.
You mean like sea monkeys?
They seem to glow if you shake them slightly. You see an evolved tank of them that seems to have again formed its own terrarium with this thick liquid glowing and electric. You could fill it with that, or you could fill it with what looks to be some sort of playing clay that quickly crusts and turns into like almost cement, but more safe, obviously, for children.
I want to use the second one if it doesn't make a huge difference. But first of all, Artie has to make a YouTube video with the slime.
Yeah. If you were to use the second one, you know that you can fill at least 3 pods with it, but one has to be used with something else.
Mainly the,
Glowy sea monkeys.
As many with the glowy ones,
and then
yeah.
slime with the remaining.
Cinder, one of the cinders manages to going up into this boiler room through the vents. And you see that the ventilation system is still completely functional, and it's moving fresh air in from the boiler room, running it through certain filters and pushing it down as you're going up. You notice these facilities working, but you notice the ones above this room, they seem not to be working. So anything above the shelter and above the basement, none of them seem to be on, and that kind of stuns you as to how exactly there is fresh air even in this place, in the basement, for it to be brought down to the shelter.
Just one thing. Cinder left will look to Noel and say, "Do you want to go up there too? Because we can get you up there. I'm sure Cinder Prime can catch you if you want to go up."
Well, you could just make a rope because you have every single dress in this facility. You took all the clothes. You selfish little brat. And I look at her as if I could help her in this situation.
Yeah, well, you are the mother.
That's what I mean. I'm giving her the look. This is who we are now. Kind of fucking look like.
Cinder Wright is going to look at Noel and just chuckle and say, she's the OG mother. That's not going to work on her, right?
I am not being thrown into the air.
Well,
I'm an
fine.
old woman. I have weak bones.
Cinder C, can you... you know what? Cinder left and right will start tying the dresses together.
And you guys again watch as Artie goes, puts the tanks back in.
Hey, Artie, what are you doing? Hey, is that slime?
He throws some of the slime for her, if there's any left.
Yes!
Here you go.
I am a
Enjoy
happy
it,
woman.
imaginary sister.
I love you, brother.
I love you too, imaginary sister.
We're not imaginary, you're just a little fucked up.
That's what someone would say if they were imaginary.
You go towards the machines, and do you just operate it? Do you basically accept that it's all in?
Yeah, I gotta turn the hologram thing on as well afterwards and get to start up.
You turn on the machine. As it's turned on, some of the bugs begin to show. A whole new reserve of biomatter suddenly is revealed in other tanks behind it. And then the same tanks that you filled, their icon changes from what you thought to be biomatter into the neurotic filament, basically. It instantly starts to go around and detect with its security system whether the family are alive or not. And it actually decides, oh no, the family actually isn't there. It doesn't register any of you as the actual family that it needs to protect. And so the system starts working and starts to use it to pump out a new set of family, like it seems to have done many times. But this time, it seems to use the biomatter, the reserve ones that it has, and use the filaments you gave as the center of each.
So the sea monkeys and the slime?
Yes, the sea monkeys and then the slime.
Ah.
The smooth jazz music starts playing again. However, this time, 3 of them are glowing, and from inside one of them, you can hear like breaks and tears, and then slimy just movements.
Yeah, is the stairs up yet? Yeah, can I go to the stairs, please?
In unison, you just get, Artie, what did you do?
The Chico is actually not aware of any of these things happening because she's very deep in thought. She's looking at Alice, and she's also thinking about Avalon and how much she wishes that Avalon would just team with her so she could leave this party behind.
Oh, fuck you too, cunt.